But yeah, so I want us to get into this battle between making music for TikTok and making music for music. And because you actually came up with this one, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm correct in assuming, I think you might have thought of this one because of what Casper has been doing recently, but I could be
You
wrong.
are right. You are
Yeah.
very right.
Yeah.
Yo, yo,
Yo.
guys, it's personal. That's one thing about music. I take it so personally. Yo, you know what? I become so invested, and it pisses me off sometimes because really, sometimes I shouldn't be, you know.
Yeah.
But so for the longest time, even to this day, I actually haven't heard this Ushobana song fully, right? But on Friday, I went out and it started playing. I didn't even know it was until it got to that part. And I'm like, okay, what I've heard so far is horrible. I'm
Mm.
sorry, but I can't. So, and now it takes me back to how he was even marketing the whole song. He kept on insisting on having a dance, like wanting people
Yeah.
to come up with a dance for it. He came up with it, then he wanted people to dance to it. And now I heard in the first 2 minutes of the song, and I'm just like, this song is horrible. I can't. I'm sorry. And I feel like that was the entire, literally, that was his plan. He was just trying to make a song that was going to trend.
Yeah.
Because why is it that you kept on wanting a challenge? These things must happen naturally.
Yeah.
You were
And
actively trying to get a challenge for a song.
yeah, and like it, for with people who actually active artists who actually actively create a challenge for this is they do it in the background. Basically
Yes.
hire influencers
Yes.
to do the challenge. They don't actually go out
Yes.
themselves and say this is what we're doing. It actually should come from or rather come through influencers instead of the artists themselves.
Exactly.
Mm.
But he was just like, no, I'm coming for my bag.
Yeah.
That's all he was saying. I'm just coming for my bag. I'm just gonna make a song for TikTok. And I don't know, I'm really not a big fan of that.
And, and
I
I
feel like you're not
agree.
taking your craft seriously.
And I agree because I think the last time we actually talked about this is if a song trends on if you spend enough time on TikTok, right, and you have a song that starts trending or a challenge that starts trending through a song, the moment you hear that song outside of TikTok, there's this urge to just swipe up and move past the song
Hmm.
because it gets really, really tiring. You're hearing this
It
piece of
does.
music,
It really
like this
does.
small piece of music,
Yes.
the entire time. And I don't like, for me, hearing a song over and over again on TikTok, it does not translate to me going onto Apple Music or on YouTube and wanting to hear the entire thing. And for the most part, everything else outside of that little piece of music that is being used, everything else is not that great. Like there's only just a
It really
small
isn't.
part that is really good.
And there's a song part that the person's going to ride on for the longest time.
Fine. Yeah, yeah. So like making music purely for TikTok is, I feel like it's a real waste of resources, a real waste of time and money, because you could have used that time to make good music, actual good music.
I feel like they don't care anymore.
Yeah, but
That's why the music is here today, gone tomorrow.
but
Because I
you feel
can
like
guarantee you now that song is not going to be here in the summer, next summer.
yeah, no, it's
Nobody's
definitely
going to care about it.
yeah, it's definitely not. And I feel like Casper probably he went back and he didn't move forward in terms of this music thing because I saw another
It
clip.
didn't.
Yeah, I saw another clip on Twitter, and people were saying that it's horrible. And the what I heard on there, i my initial thought was that this sounds like an up and coming artist that is not going to make it.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Like that was my first thought. Like this sounds like
And
an
there's
up
a
and
song
coming
at
artist that's
piano
not going
that
to make it.
that says Kushoban, Samba Song Kusalilan. So I'm
Yeah,
like, did he take that song and try and turn it into hip hop also? Cool, kopa kopa, man. Lots happening with that song.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know, but it also makes sense. Like personally for me, being unable to go into Casper's discography because I've
Mm,
tried to listen to his albums. I mean, people would say that he's got some pretty good music on his albums, but for me, it's just a couple of songs here and there. Uh,
yeah.
I don't have an album. I don't have a Casper album that I can go and listen to from back to front and
Mm-hmm.
replay it again. Like I don't have that. Like only if just have a couple of songs that I would say that I love these songs from Casper.
Same, actually. I hear you.
Yeah, like it just makes sense to like
Yeah.
make good music because I mean social media trends, TikTok trends, they're here today, they're gone tomorrow, they're passing. Like they're just trends. But the music is really gonna last. And whatever music that an artist puts out, that is how we judge how good they are and how great they are.
Definitely.
You know?
I mean, Calvin is proof.
Yeah, he is. He is. And Kabza as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Kabza as well. So now I want us to because we're going to get to the end very very shortly. We just got a couple of things that I want us to get through. So I want us to look at the charts, and I want us to compare because you're on Spotify,
okay.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're on Spotify. I'm on Apple Music. So I want us to compare the charts on these different platforms. And the reason why I want us to look at this is partly because of the whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. Because there's been talk that
Mm-hmm.
Spotify is not pushing Drake's music as much anymore because of
Mm-hmm.
that whole lawsuits that he had wanted to file earlier this year. But I just became interested to see the difference in the charts, like because
Mm-hmm.
basically it shows what people on Apple Music in South Africa are listening to compared to
Yeah.
Spotify, and that's how the top 100 is. But we're just going to look at the top 10, just the top 10. So
Mm-hmm.
starting from number 10 on the top 100 South Africa, top South African charts. On number 10, I've got Sjava with Uyena, Calvin with Wazawa Muhle, there's Drake with Nokia at number 8. 7 is Babado with Butata. Kendrick with Scissor is number 6 with Luther. Oscar Mbo and Jazzworks with Vuga. Number 4 is Younger Chief with What If. Shali Popi at number 3 with Laho. Z Ngumalo at number 2 with Saktanda and Calvin at number 1 with Bogogo.
Oh, that's clean. Okay, now what that is clean. I like the Apple one because so it's showing what South Africans are listening to globally, not
Yeah,
just
not just in South
locally.
Africa. Yeah,
The problem with Spotify, right? The top 50 is there's a global chart that is not just consisting of South Africans and what they're listening to globally. So
okay.
it's global top 50. So
Yeah,
it's people listening in the UK, people listening in Uganda, people listening in Portugal. Do you understand?
yeah,
That's why it's a bit tricky to look at. So, but what I can give you is top 50 South Africa.
um,
But before I do that, the iTunes top 10 is clean.
yeah,
Okay, yes, there
yeah.
are, for me, there are songs that maybe not really
Yeah, I don't even know who
worthy.
Shelly Poppy is.
That's what I'm saying. They're not worthy of being there. Like Zingoma, there are songs of hers that I'm just like, nah. You know, was the one I feel like could have been higher up. Who was number 10? Wena.
Oh yeah, it's Chava.
Okay, number 5?
Number 5 is Oscar Mbo with Vuga.
Okay, fair, fair. Because here he's number 3. Okay, not bad. Because that's, I see what I was saying, Guti. That one is more, it's more broad in the sense of
Yeah,
it. it's across different genres globally as well, not just locally.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that Bokoko is higher up than Kendrick, it's higher up than Drake. I love seeing local music win and continue to climb the charts and all.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if Shadi Poppy is Afrobeats, so
Yeah.
somewhere probably either Ghana or Ghanaian or Nigerian.
Yeah, no, we must check them out.
Yeah.
But as I said, mine is Spotify is like daily updates of the most played tracks right now in South Africa.
Yeah.
So if it starts from number 10 is Naledi by Mawelele with Naledi.
Mm.
Tungbolekeni with by DJ Maphorisa, XW Scott. Then it's number 8, Romeo and Juliet by Naledi again and Mawelele. Oh, that's good. Then number 7 is Sandleni by Togozo. Number 6, oh, this is great, which is a new entry. It's Abazaz Bafunan, Big Zulu and Emtee.
Mm.
Number 5 is What If, Younger Chief. Number 4 is Ngumalo, TBO, PYY Lock Drum, with Ngisakuthanda.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Vuga, Oscar Mbo, Jazz Works, Tutugela. Number 2 is Your Papa Man, featuring Scott Mapuma, TNK Music, Maphorisa, Sean 1401. And number 1 is Vumadlozi by Issa Sisto and Ancestral Roots.
Yeah. So on Spotify, Kelvin is nowhere. Is not in the top 10.
Actually, he was there last week. He's number 12 now with Bokok. He went
Yeah.
down. So I think with the entry by Yanga and Upik Zulu, that dropped him a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's number 12 now.
Yeah, because with me, Abazaz Bafunan is number 12 on
Yeah,
here.
see, they're not playing it much.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Ricky's Raindrops is number 14.
Yeah, it's not even here.
Yeah.
It's not even in the top 50.
Yeah. You know, I'm actually very curious to find out the demographics behind okay, yeah, the demographics, the difference in demographics with Spotify and Apple Music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because for the most part, you would think that the top 10 would be, at least with South African music, it would be quite similar because what's very close between what we just shared now is Zinqumalo, Myanga, and Oscar Mbo. Even though it's
Yes.
not really at the same numbers, but they're very close. All three of them are in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken. Vuga is number 3 on with you, right?
On mine, yes.
Yeah. Well, on mine it's number 5. Zingomado, I believe, I think it's number 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Zingomalo is number 4, yes, with Ngisakuthanda,
Yeah.
then Yanga is number 5.
No. Okay, yeah, because it's very similar. Because on my end, Younger is number 4, Oscar is number 5, and Z is number 2. But for the rest of the top 10 is very different. It's
Yes.
not the same at all.
It is.
Yeah, so I'm very curious to learn about the demographics and the metrics and all of that. And hopefully we'll be able to get some help from both Apple Music and Spotify at some point. Because I feel like this is something that we need to look
find
into.
out, actually.
Yeah.
Like, how did you even get to it?
Yeah.
Well, it's saying there's a certain group of people who are using
Yeah.
Spotify and a certain group of people who are using Apple.
Yeah. Because I remember the first time I went to One My Mai, they were actually using Spotify, but it was a free version because every now and then I would hear some ads, or at least it was one of the people close to where we were sitting. One of the guys or one of the ladies, actually one of the guys, I think he was given the task of playing the music. He was the one setting the drinks inside the store because the ladies are the ones that are cooking. But yeah, he was.
So wait, when you went, there's only one place playing music.
No, there were other people and cars as well playing music, but this guy,
That's why I'm asking.
yeah, this guy had like a very big speaker, Bluetooth speaker,
Ah, okay.
very close.
Because one
Yeah,
thing about my would hear 5 songs in the same
yeah.
minute. You just have to decide which one you're listening to. Like, literally make
True.
an active decision. I'm focusing on this car.
Yeah,
Because if you don't, you're going to hear a remix of
yeah.
15 songs.
Yeah, yeah. So it was that. So I feel like that also plays a part, considering that Mazulu probably prefer
Yes.
Spotify over Apple Music. But that probably because Spotify offers the free version.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Apple Music doesn't,
And
which
with
kind of makes
Apple, I
sense.
think it's isn't like a free trial for like a week, a month.
Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's a free trial, but with the free version, I think you get like a limited number of skips, and
Oh, okay,
then
okay.
yeah, and then after that, you can't skip a song that comes on, and at the same time, you get ads in between the songs.
Oof, there's nothing riles me up like hearing an ad during music. Yo, if you want to piss
Yeah,
me off.
yeah,
Hmm. Do not
yeah,
ask us to let you play and you're using free Spotify. I will fight you. I will have to
yeah.
fight you. Because why are you doing that to us?
Yeah,
It's Adala, guys.
yeah, like if you're in charge of the music, just make sure that you're paying like for the
Cheers.
service.
Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah, just make sure you pay. So now I want us to, because we're almost at the end, right? I want us
Mhm.
to look at two of the shows that happened this past weekend. So there was the Bacardi Holiday Club, as well
Mhm.
as MT's one-man show. So the Bacardi Holiday Club happened at Velgelachen Manor in Balfour, which is right here in Mpumalanga. It's somewhere in the Hertsemande district, which is close
Isn't
to.
Balfour in Israel, guys?
That's what I thought as well. Because when I was looking it up and I saw Balfour and Mpumalanga, I'm like, what is going on? But it's actually a mining town, so they mine coal there.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So how the Bacardi Holiday Club people came up with Balfour is beyond me. How they actually found the place
Eh?
and decided to do the show there. But obviously, in a sense, the place does not really matter as much. It's a good place, the Valchelachen Manor, because the tickets sold out in minutes, and I think they always sell out like very very quickly. So people who go there must
Man,
really
eh?
love it. Yeah, they do. They really do.
What have a color nuts online?
Yeah, bakhala nathi barabalo badlala
I,
ngathi basiphule.
I,
Um,
honestly.
yeah, so looking at the lineup, on there they had Squatter Camp, that Oscar Mbo, Desiree, Shekinah. I don't know if it's Taxi or TXE. I don't know if you're familiar with them, or how they pronounce their name. But there's also Babalwa, Usmamande, Shasha, Manana, Sfarzo, Rtee. People were going crazy over his performance.
Mm,
They really loved
yeah.
it. Musli was hosting. There was Ayanda MVP, Shamiso, Zari, Lord Keys, Ten Oceans, Sticks, Blue Papi. I don't know if Blue Papi went alone or he had some of the other
Who's
callers
the
with
right
him.
turn, eh?
Yeah, there's 10 of them. But I doubt he went alone. I don't think he
Yeah,
might
no,
have
I
gone
doubt it
alone.
as well.
Yeah,
If maybe not all, but I'm sure he went with some.
yeah, he must have. There was Little What's Good, Slow Poison, Dark, Fizz and Shire, Triana, Chuck Taylor, Deep Cast, DJ Capital, Default, Dench, Leno One, Benzo, Mvelo, Melo Money, and a couple of other people. Because now, as I'm reading this, I realize that it's a very, very long list.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Uh,
was a 2.5 day festival, if I can say that.
yeah, it was pretty
So,
much
but I think
the
they got
entire
done
weekend.
Friday. So,
Yeah. And I saw they were doing yoga as well at
in
some
their
point.
drunken state. Yeah.
Um,
Because
yeah,
one thing they do at Bacardi, they drink.
I mean, and it makes sense, because it's a Bacardi holiday club. First of all,
Yeah.
Bacardi sells alcohol, and secondly, they're saying that this is a holiday. So when you're on a holiday,
Have the
you,
time of your life. You
yeah,
drink
gonna
in.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, because I saw I saw a picture of them doing yoga. So it looks very interesting. It looks like a good time.
It does. It's too peoply for me. I can't.
Yeah.
I will not be able to.
Yeah.
Also, why am I sleeping in a tent? I
Yeah.
love it for those who love it. I can't.
Yeah. No,
It looked
I
like a
can't either.
vibe, but no. Also grew from for 3 days straight
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
in
can't either.
Dubai, and unfortunately, I'm not one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was actually asked Ellie as well. I think Ellie is heading to the MTN bushfire.
Bushfire, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's happening in May, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
But yeah, because it's also a similar setup where you can get like a place where you can set up a tent and sleep there. But my question is because Mpumalanga, I mean, Eswatini gets a lot of rain. Um, Sometimes it gets a lot of rain. So when you're sleeping in a tent and that is the setup, I have questions about the clothes that you would wear and particularly the shoes. Because I don't think that you would actually be sleeping in a tent, go take a shower, and then put on the best clothes for it.
That is
It
my
can't be like
problem.
that.
I want to look good. I want to wear my fire sneakers. Now I can't wear them because of where I'm at.
You know,
You know,
like
they must have fun.
yeah, like it's very yeah, it's very interesting because I'm curious
But it
about it.
wouldn't be bad to experience. I think for the curiosity, you
Yeah,
know, just to see what it's all about.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, but and people actually like because like we said that the tickets sell out within minutes. So people love being there. They love being part of the whole thing. So
Definitely.
clearly, the clothes don't really matter that much.
Yep, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
They just
clothes.
want to have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing that I want us to touch on is this thing that we've spoken about it, the reliability of an artist showing up to their shows or showing up to anything, in fact. We've had this discussion a number of times where you have an artist being booked for an interview, they don't show up. They get booked for a performance, they don't show up. It's sometimes they do show up, but they show up late.
Late.
Sometimes they do show up, but they show up too drunk to perform or too drunk to partake in an interview.
Mhm.
Like it can be just a mess. Now, the reason why I'm touching on this because Tools, who is part of, I think it does. Okay, he does events. It's part of events, right? And it was part of the Bacardi Club this
Mhm.
past weekend. And he released a statement or an open letter, and it is titled DOA, Death of Amapiano. And it reads like this. So, after almost 12 years in the events industry, I've dealt with all kinds of artists from global superstars to rising local talent. I've learned to expect last minute challenges, but one thing I can't wrap my head around is the sheer lack of professionalism from so many Amapiano acts. This past weekend, I worked on Holiday Club, and as usual, I dealt with the same frustrating patterns. One artist tried to move their set time just 2 hours before they were scheduled to perform. Can I play tomorrow instead? Absolutely not. Another artist arrived a full 30 minutes into their set, leaving me and my team scrambling. Now, this isn't an isolated incident. I'd estimate that 80% of the time I book a piano act, they are late. It's become so ridiculous that in our team, we literally place bets on which artist will be the latest. And it's not just tardiness, some acts have missed entire shows. Two separate artists from the same agency simply never showed up for their scheduled performances. The root of the problem, overbooking and mismanagement. Piano artists are taking too many gigs a day, then inevitably showing up late or exhausted for all of them is pure gluttony. On top of that, their teams, who are often made up of friends and family, aren't equipped to handle artist logistics at this level. It's a recipe for disaster. What's baffling is that this isn't universal. At Holiday Club, both Dench and Sfarzo Rtee were on time. Major League, Bunnies, and Manelisi have always been reliable. Manelisi being Durban Gokwe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when people question why the same names keep appearing on festival lineups, here's the answer. They actually take their jobs seriously. I've even heard horror stories of piano acts deliberately missing their flights for international gigs. That might be Kelvin that is talking about there. At this rate, I won't be surprised when some of these artists are broke and washed up in a few years. The Amapiano wave won't last forever. When the bookings slow down, only the professionals will still be standing. I love piano. I love the impact it's had and how it's grown African dance culture worldwide. But for goodness sake, get it together, guys. Love tools. Now, that last part, I had to make a bit of an edit because it doesn't say for goodness sake. But, but you get the picture. You should get the picture. So yeah, so we've talked about this like for a very long time.
We have, and I feel like I don't know why they keep doing this on South. And there's, I think, I don't know if it's the fourth paragraph there where he's mentioning the overbooking, the exhaustion, and
Yeah,
it
it
makes me
is.
wonder if is that always the case with all of them, where they tend to overbook. Because right now, for example, Scott is hot property, right?
Yeah.
And it's a Monday. It's
Mm.
public piano hub, right? Ngobe
Yeah.
Jalo, I think it's under revamp or whatever. And maybe they'll want him go propaganda in Pretoria.
Mm.
He goes to Pretoria. Maybe they want him, excuse me, in the Val. He goes to the Val. Then he ends his night at Vibes on Main, right?
Yeah.
And that's just Gauteng, right?
Mm.
What if he's also booked in Mpumalanga? What if he's also booked in Durban? What if he's also booked in the Northern Cape?
And
Like,
you know,
when do they say I can't? Like, when do they start taking that? Like, I know it's money and they need money, but at what cost? Because now, if you're going to be missing gigs and being unprofessional, instead
mm,
of you being honest and saying, guys, I can't take the Pumalanga gig because I won't make it in time, how about you book me on Wednesday? Isn't
yeah.
that better? Then you saying I'm gonna come, then you don't pitch. Because those people are gonna book your game. And not only are you doing that to like you're damaging the host's reputation where they live. Because there are
Mm.
people who go to events because a Calvin will be there. Now you don't pitch. Now they're not blaming you as Calvin. They're going to blame the manager of the place or the owner. You
Yeah.
promised us Calvin, but you're not bringing us Calvin. So you're messing up another person's reputation.
Yeah. And I feel like that last part that you're mentioning, it reminds me of that event where Makadzi was promised to the audience and she didn't show up. Now that one was cleared that Makadzi, the booking, the balance of the booking fee was not paid. So she
Hmm.
was definitely not coming. So it wasn't her fault. But
Hmm.
in cases where a promoter and events organizer has paid the full fee and they're expecting you to be there. Now, not only are you not taking money out of their pocket, but you're also messing up their reputation. You
Exactly.
have basically, for anyone that has come to the show just to see you, you've wasted their money. You've wasted their money
Yes.
and their time. And this also goes on to some of the guests that we have tried that we have tried to bring onto the podcast and actually on any other platform. Um, with us, we're still trying to grow. We're not as big, right? And you'll try to get an artist to come on here, and the management will prioritize like bigger platforms. instead of trying to spread between the bigger platforms and the smaller ones. And what eventually ends up happening is because they prioritize like the bigger platforms, eventually the fire dies out. And no one, not even the big platforms, are interested in talking to the person anymore.
No,
And
true.
now, yeah, and they've ruined some of the relationships with people who have moved from smaller platforms to bigger ones. So it's not just, I don't believe that it's just an artist's fault, but as Tools was saying, that it's also the management's fault as well. And for the most
It is.
part, it is the management's fault because for the
Most of
most
the
part,
time, yes.
yeah, most of the time, an artist does not handle the bookings. They don't know where they are booked, or rather, they don't know who is getting in touch to get the booking. All they know is that they're told that on this day, this is where we're going. And the logistics of getting there is not up to them. It's not up to the artist. But eventually, at some point, they also need to say that, dude,
They need to.
we
They need to.
yeah
This is
we,
their
we
career.
yeah we cannot go to three provinces in one night. That is just impossible, especially if you are driving.
True.
We just cannot do that.
Exactly.
And considering where Bacardi Holiday Club is held, it's held in Balfour. I'm from Pumalang, but I wasn't even aware that Balfour is right here in Pumalang. For a lot of artists, they haven't been there before. They would be
Yep.
going for the first time. And so they decide on the night that, guys, Balfour is 180 kilometers away. There's definitely no way that you're going to go there and then come back again. To travel another 400 kilometers to a totally different province. So yeah,
And you're
it's
driving in a place you don't even know.
yeah, to a
It's
place you don't
risky.
even
Like a
know.
lot of things need to be considered. And also, guys, I'm all for taking your boys or your crew with you, nah?
Yeah,
Like going going up with them, like elevating with them. But also you need to also have people who are guys, there are a lot of jobs that can be taught. And I feel like even management, like artist management, PR and all of that, there are
mm,
jobs that you can learn with time, right?
yeah,
I'm not saying everyone needs to have that qualification. If you want to have your boys manage you, if you want to have your mom be a manager, your sister be your road manager, your friend be a PR, whatnot, it's okay. But take with you people who are really about making your career,
yeah,
not people who are just about the rider.
yeah,
Because unfortunately, some friends are just there for the rider.
yeah. True. Because I mean, like an example is Questa's wife. In cases where Questa has to have telephonic interviews. If you're not able to reach Questa directly, you have to call his wife. And most of the time, unless he's out, if he's obviously if he's going to be taking an interview, is in a closed space. So his
Mhm.
wife, if you call his wife, you might be able to reach him, but it depends on what the manager tells you. If she gives if it gives you the wife's number, that means that she's going to be there. So if you can't reach Questa
Yes,
directly, there's his wife. Now that is not something that you get to learn to manage such things.
yes,
It's something that you
exactly,
learn as you do them.
exactly.
Yeah, we've seen. I mean, who was it? I think it was um, who fired her sister recently from being her manager.
Even
Uh,
Mahu,
Mahu, yeah. So Mahu gave her sister an opportunity to learn how to manage and how
mhm,
to do this job until she got to a point where she's like, nope, we can't carry on like this. And that's fair, right? Because Mahu understood the importance of having a good manager. And she also understood the importance of having a
mhm.
manager that she can trust. And she felt that she could trust her sister. But that just didn't work out. So she had to make a change, which was hard, I imagine.
Yeah,
It can't be an easy one to make, but she had to do it in either case. But as you said, that give people close to you that you can trust an opportunity, but don't give them enough rope to ruin your career.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That is
yeah,
it, really.
yeah, and like Tools' statement pretty much covers everything. Pretty much covers
No, it
everything.
does. And I hope they take him seriously.
Yeah, hopefully. But I feel like this is something that's been happening for as long as booking artists has existed, and it's something that's being talked
That's
about.
true. That is true.
Yeah. So this is,
And they're just not learning.
yeah, this is something that is meant for people who will listen. And I feel like there's artists who, not just Amapiano artists, but artists in general, who saw this statement and thought, you know what, Tools has a point, and right here he's talking to me.
To me, true.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that is it from the Bacardi Holiday Club. Is there anything else that you want to add to it?
They look like they had fun. I love it for
Yeah.
them. That is all. So I had a
Yeah.
few people on my WhatsApp who went, so I was just living vicariously through them, really.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
not
looks
for
like it.
me.
Yeah, because I saw the video of Sfarzo Rtee performing, and there was this guy in a white vest, right at the front. He was having a
Was
very good time.
It was in the time of his life, and that guy has always been like that for years. So
Yeah.
people are busy whiling. What's with this guy is extra? I'm like, go in there, Maz. He's always been that person.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. So now let's move on to MT's one-man show. It happened at Emperor's Palace. He was celebrating 10 years in music, and he declared um, that show as his rebirth. And also, okay, because I feel like maybe like the one-man show thing that we should leave for um, another episode, just to delve into it. But yeah, this was also the Big Hustle show, right? So he named this
Hmm.
one the one man show, and he had a gang number of artists on the lineup. A lot of artists for a one man show.
I did.
Not as
Yeah.
much as not as much as Makadi's one woman show though.
My
But
Cardi and Sinza. Sinza will say I'm having one man show, maybe 50.
yeah,
I'm like, you know what? You
yeah,
know what?
yeah. But I just want to read something quickly of something that Emtee said on stage. He said, "Hey, I'm back and I'm focused, so you can consider this the rebirth." And we continue to say, kind of let go of some old habits, and I'm proud of myself, man. Forget to tell about it. Never thought that I would be at this point. I pray more, slay more, take care of my brothers, so I can live long and make more hits for y'all. And this is the MT that we've been talking about that we want to see an MT
Yep.
that is back and loves making music and is sober.
An empty that I am a big fan of. And he
Yeah.
looks so good. Guys, he looks healthy.
Yeah.
He looks healthy. He was so clean. He's energetic. He was performing. He sold out that show. The only thing that was horrible for me was
Hmm.
me missing the show.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
that is it. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Otherwise, yeah.
I'm not happy, but I'm happy for everyone who went.
Yeah. Good for
I'm
them.
jealous though. Good for them.
Yeah.
It should have been me. It should have been me.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. I
Should have
know
been me.
exactly what you mean. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that MT that was on stage, and he made everyone proud because I saw El Tito also
Yes.
talking about it, and receiving that much support from all the artists that were on that stage. It shows, and it shows some of the things that we were talking about as well when you're talking about MT, like how
Mhm.
great of an artist he is, and how much respect he has within the industry. I mean, people bangamtsalela on social media and
Mhm.
and everywhere else, but I feel like the respect that matters the most is the respect of his peers in the music industry. And this past weekend showed just how much respect he has.
Oh, definitely. And one thing I always say, guys, social media is not a real place.
Not at all.
Social media is not real life.
Yeah, not at all.
These artists who people claim they've fallen off are not loved. And the streets, they are loved. Those
Yeah,
artists are selling out shows. They are booking out stadiums. Emtee didn't fall off.
yeah. And
Emtee is
then in
one of the best
studio.
artists in this country. They're in studio working, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited for Emtee. I'm extremely happy for him as well. He did an incredible thing. Because I saw also, I think Casper might also want to do another one-man show, another concert. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about that as yet. But yeah, with Emtee, sold out the Emperor's Palace. Had a good time, met everyone, having a good time, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of these.
We need it. We really
Yeah,
need it. I feel like also him going on tour wouldn't be a bad idea, actually, now that I think about it.
yeah,
Because not everyone could come to Gauteng,
mm,
You could go have fun in the Eastern Cape,
yeah,
entertain the people in Cape Town,
yeah,
entertain people in Durban,
yeah, yeah. But yeah, Z, we have been here for almost 2 hours, I think, more than 2 hours.
more than that.
Um,
With that,
yeah,
I feel like we might want to make this 2 episodes
yeah, probably.
because
Uh, yeah, probably. But because I had one more thing that I wanted to talk about, but I think it's a long way away. We still
Mhm.
have a bit of time to
Okay.
yeah, to touch on it. So I think we can stop there for today. Probably bank it for next week. Still
All
a
right.
lot. Yeah,
That's
still
fine.
got a bit of time to talk about it. But yeah, that is all for me. I don't know if you have anything else.
We covered everything that I wanted to cover today.
Yeah.
Because in that last item, I missed it on my agenda. It
Is
was on
it?
news. So yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
So
good.
yeah, so it'll give you time to also take a look around regarding
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but yeah, anyway, that is all from us, the oracles, from myself, Manelisi, and the beautiful, the superstar oracle, Azima Zibuba. Until next week, have a good one. Cheers.
Bye.